Hello and welcome back, or welcome in to the Sarcastic Geek. I'll be your master of ceremonies, and if you like reactionary content, I got 3 words for you. Like and subscribe for more content. This episode of Avatar The Last Airbender, titled The Storm, I have no recollection of whatsoever. I know last episode I talked about like certain episodes and certain shows you just kind of miss if you were busy when we were younger. It's like I stayed up to date with Ed and Eddie. I stayed up to date with Dragon Ball Z. I was up to date with SpongeBob SquarePants, and I thought I was up to date with Avatar: The Last Airbender. Turns out like I missed back-to-back episodes, or my brain is just like, nope, file not found. Save data corrupted. Nothing there. Traded it for some other useless piece of information like hacks for Final Fantasy X, which, by the way, one of my favorite games from my childhood. But look, this show is absolutely incredible. I'll stop rambling now. Let's get into the content that you enjoy. Let's engage.
We need you, Aang. I need you too. Be careful, guys! Guys? Gyatso?
Why did you disappear?
I didn't mean to.
We need you, Aang. We need you, Aang. We need you. We need you, Aang. We need you.
Yeah, I was gonna say this better be a dream, because that looked like straight out of the Never-Ending Story. And if you have seen that film, my condolences. If you haven't, don't. That movie was the stuff of nightmares for absolutely no reason. The fact that that was labeled as a kid's film, who in their right mind allowed that? Still dealing with the fact that everything involving that horse.
You seem to be having a lot of nightmares lately. You want to tell me about it? I think I just need some rest.
You guys want to hear about my dream? That's okay. I didn't want to talk about it anyway.
Saga, I understand sharing with the group is kind of nice, and it kind of helps you get stuff off your chest. But you gotta learn to read the room, my dude. I gave you all those props last episode, so I gotta kind of refocus here. This is our avatar, who has 100 years worth of suppressed memories, emotions, feelings, and all the other important stuff that he's trying to grasp, while he's still also simultaneously juggling the fact of saving our butts each and every week, and then also learning how to master all the elements in a matter of 8 months so he can defeat a souped-up Fire Lord. Yeah, just gonna hazard a guess. His life ain't great right now.
Well, we better smoothly fly ourselves to a market, because we're out of food.
Guys, wait. This was in my dream. We shouldn't go to the market.
What happened in your dream?
Food eats people. Also, Momo could talk. You said some very unkind things.
Don't blame Momo for your weird issues. This is projection. Momo, I'm sure, would probably drop a few curse words just for the sake of character continuity, but Sokka, what did you do to Momo to make this happen? Because remember, the first time you met, you did threaten to literally eat him. So, sure he hasn't forgotten.
A storm is approaching from the north. I suggest we alter our course and head southwest.
We know the Avatar is traveling northward, so we will do the same.
Prince Zuko, consider the safety of the crew.
The safety of the crew doesn't matter. Finding the Avatar is far more important than any individual's safety.
Alright, well, timing on that could not have been worse. We finally get Chad unmasked, and the first thing we do is insult him to start our bright and cheery day that apparently and allegedly is going to turn into a storm. I don't know if I trust Iroh or if I trust Aang on this one. Iroh is spiritually tapped in, and if there's going to be someone who understood the weather, it would probably be him.
Ah!
out of food and out of money. Now what are we supposed to do?
You could get a job, smart guy.
We shouldn't go out there. Please, the fish can wait. There's going to be a terrible storm.
Ah, you're crazy. It's a nice day. No clouds, no wind, no nothing. So quit your nagging, woman.
Is this going to be the whole theme of the episode? Will it rain? Will it not rain? Like, how big is this storm really going to be? Is this going to be like the storm to end all storms? Is this going to be like the storm that Aang got sucked up in and then iceberged up like the first time? Or are we talking about like just a little drizzle? Which, you know, a drizzle on a day like today for me would absolutely hit. Rainy days, perfection, indoors. I'm just saying.
Then I hope your brain can find someone else to hold that fish, because I ain't coming.
Then I'll find a new fish hauler and pay him double what you get. How you like that?
I'll go.
You're hired.
What? You said get a job, and he's paying double.
Double? Who told you that nonsense?
All right, I'm not going to be swindled and had. I'm a teenager who just applied for a job. You just verbally out loud said double. I'm going to ask your wife, who's going to back that up, that you said double. She's mad at you right now. I'm going to get that money from you. I'm going to do that honest work, but I'm going to get that money more importantly.
Looks like your uncle was right about the storm after all.
Lucky guess.
Lieutenant, you'd better learn some respect, or I will teach it to you.
What do you know about respect? The way you talk to everyone around here, from your hardworking crew to your esteemed uncle, shows you know nothing about respect.
Yeah, I think we're stepping in it, Chad. Zuko's only going to take so much, and while we've kind of built up his character a little bit to show that he does have a certain level of respectability at the best of times, right now is not the best of times. We are diving headfirst into a pile of whoop-ass that I don't think we're ready for.
Well, I'll be a hog monkey's uncle. You're the Avatar, ain't you?
That's right.
Well, don't be so smiley about it. The Avatar disappeared for 100 years. You turned your back on the world.
I don't know how to, middle of the road this one. Old man being rude, but old man also spitting facts. We ran away from our problems and all of our responsibilities because we had to face being the Avatar. And then next thing you know, we were in the middle of a storm, then in an iceberg, and voila, here we are. 100 years late, but trying to actively fix the job. It's a big ask. And unfortunately, I do have to agree with the old man and feel sorry for Aang that he has to put up with this because these are his internal demons being externalized right in front of his very eyes.
Aang, what's wrong?
That's right. Keep flying.
You're a horrible old man. I'm sorry for running away. It's okay. That fisherman was way out of line. Actually, he wasn't. What do you mean? I don't want to talk about it. It has to do with your dream, doesn't it? Talk to me. Well, it's kind of a long story.
I was gonna say, are we just not gonna let Appa in? Because there's a massive storm outside. The last time we left Appa out in a storm, we ended up in an iceberg. Let's not play this game where we're now separated and we have to figure out how to get the iceberg open with Aang on the outside. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take these risks. I don't know all the rules of being the Avatar. But the fact we've ever had 100-year stall on us.
You kind of have to balance on it like it's a top.
Man, that's hard.
Where'd you learn that trick, Aang? I made it up. Wow!
Anne, come with us. We need to speak with you.
Am I the only one that finds it a bit concerning that all the monks have our tattoo, but none of our friends do, but I do? Was I just born with them, or as an infant, was I tattooed? 'Cause, yikes. That's a little metal.
Do you remember these?
Those were some of my favorite toys when I was little.
You chose them from among thousands of toys, Aang. The toys you picked were the 4 Avatar relics. These items belong to Avatar's past.
So because Aang as a child, because Aang as a child chose toys, it defined his life. That would be like me picking one of these Pokemon stuffed animals and then ultimately be like, well, you're clearly a Pokemon master. No, I'm not. Not by any circumstance that would be factual. I would like to believe I am. But realistically, no. I do not have any of these. This is how your selection process went? That is foolish at best.
I'm sick of taking his orders, and I'm tired of chasing his avatar. I mean, who does Zuko think he is?
Do you really want to know?
General Iroh. We were just...
It's okay. May I join you?
The level of respect the crew has for Iroh and the level of respect that they have for Zuko is night and day. Iroh could not be in higher esteem. He immediately jumped up, felt sorry, apologized, and was exceptionally courteous the minute Iroh walks in. If that had been Zuko, he would have just given him the bird and just gone about his business, continually talking smack. There's a night and difference day, and it all has to show with how you treat people is how you will be treated in some circumstances. In others, there are certain individuals that you just can't win with because they will just unapologetically be themselves in every situation, whether it calls for it or not.
I want to go into the war chamber, but the guard won't let me pass.
You're not missing anything. Trust me. These meetings are dreadfully boring.
If I'm going to rule this nation one day, don't you think I need to start learning as much as I can?
Very well. But you must promise not to speak. These old folks are a bit sensitive, you know?
Thank you, Uncle.
Yeah, I can't help but see this backfiring. Any teenager forced to be around wartime and the war atrocities that the Fire Nation is committing, if you have a little good in you at all, is immediately either going to come to the surface and try and protect those who otherwise can't be protected, or you are going to have that good snuffed right out of you real quick and in a hurry. You can become a product of your environment, or you can rise above it. And right now, I don't think throwing Zuko to the wolves was what worked out for us.
The 41st is entirely new recruits. How do you expect them to defeat a powerful Earth Kingdom battalion?
I don't. They'll be used as a distraction while we mount an attack from the rear. What better to use as bait than fresh meat?
You can't sacrifice an entire division like that. Those soldiers love and defend our nation. How can you betray them?
There it is. Zuko stood up for those who were voiceless. He did what was right. At what was clearly and obviously the wrong time to do so. If no one else is saying anything, then more or less, this is just business every day. This is the status quo. You will sacrifice those you feel has no value in order to ensure that you're able to get extreme value back elsewhere.
We made up a game you can play with the air scooters. Great! What's going on?
Now that you're the Avatar, it's kind of an unfair advantage for whichever team you're on.
But I'm still the same. Nothing's changed. So what? I can't play?
That's the only fair way.
I will also say the only unfair thing is if you count the background people other than Aang, there is 6 in all. That is a 3v3. Those are fair. Having Aang anywhere changes the number. Someone would have to sit out and vice versa in order to make things fair, or you'd have to stack the deck in the opposite direction. Because with 7, it'd have to be like a 3v4, with Aang obviously being on the team with 3. Exclusion sucks, and we all went through it as kids or teenagers or as adults in some circumstances. Aang having to suffer through this after being openly and warmly accepted and never changing who he was has got to suck.
You're playing games with him? The Avatar should be training.
Aang has already trained enough for today.
Time is short. Come with me. I must test you on some high-level techniques.
No. As long as I am his guardian, I will decide when he trains. And when he gets his butt kicked at Pai Show.
The more you learn about Gyatso, the more you really respect who he was. He wanted to not only push Aang safely and respectfully, he also wanted to protect him from being overworked, from being overburdened, from being overstressed. He wanted him to still have a fun and balanced life, something that we all, personally strive for in a lot of different areas. And the fact he's willing to look at other elders and basically tell them to go kick rocks in order to protect Aang is imperative in showing that protecting one's innocence can sometimes be just as important as helping them mature and grow. Finding balance is all about the Avatar's life, isn't it?
But Zuko misunderstood. When he turned to face his opponent, he was surprised to see it was not the general. Zuko had spoken out against the general's plan, but by doing so in the Fire Lord's war room, it was the Fire Lord whom he had disrespected. Zuko would have to doom his own father.
Zuko had to fight his own dad. Yo. That is a final boss you would not wish upon anyone. Fathers are supposed to be about nurturing and raising and ensuring you have the right skill set to survive and the know-how in order to make things done and building the character you need in order which to survive. Having to duel your father in an Agni Kai because you disrespected somebody else is crazy work. The Fire Nation does not play around. And I'm guessing dollars to dime, this is where that scar came from.
He needs to grow up as a normal boy.
You cannot keep protecting him from his destiny.
Gyatso, I know you mean well, but you are letting your affection for the boy cloud your judgment.
All I want is what is best for him.
You and Aang must be separated. The Avatar will be sent away to the Eastern Air Temple to complete his training.
Like, I know I'm not usually one to talk here about, monobrows, because, had one for a while. But I'm taking orders from this guy? Why? Sending Aang away in an emotionally volatile state while he has the fate of the world on top of his shoulders? Don't you think any rational human being would just collapse under this terms of pressure or ability to survive? In fact, he may even grow to repress you and hate you for the decision you made, and the person you need to save you and the rest of the world is going to feel some kind of way about it and going to lead to long-term ramifications. Leaving him with Gyatso is best.
I was afraid and confused. I didn't know what to do.
Aang, I'm not going to let them take you away from me. Aang?
Oh, God. So in a minute of confusion and angst, no pun intended, even though I do love me some puns, now's not the time, he fled. He didn't see what was going on, and he didn't believe that Gyatso was going to ultimately be able to either make them bend to his whim or to be able to stand up for him. And because no one would stand up for him, he decided to stand up for himself and just leave. And, being a scared kid, where are you going to go? He has no mother or father in the picture. He's going to flee probably to a friend somewhere, but with his directional skills at that time, where would he have gone? It looks like he accidentally ended up going south, but for all we know, he could have been trying to go see Boomy or something of that nature, but clearly, he never made it.
You ran away. And then the Fire Nation attacked our temple. My people needed me and I wasn't there to help. You don't know what would have. The world needed me and I wasn't there to help. Aang, the fisherman was right. I did turn my back on the world. You're being too hard on yourself. Even if you did run away, I think it was meant to be. If you had stayed, you would have been killed along with all the other airbenders.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure we do know that, unfortunately. You are an insanely kind, wise, and patient child, for the most part. I mean, you're still a kid, so those characteristics are going to shine through at times, especially at times where we don't need them to. Sozin's comet would have amplified all those firebenders, and the fact Yatsu only took out like 30 and he was a master, I don't know what you would have really done, Aang. Everything you have done throughout the series has been knocking people out or moving them where they don't want to be or shoving them down and, making sure they can't get back up, but they're not dead. I don't think you have that killer instinct in you that you would have needed to in order to survive that time, and the Avatar cycle would have carried on to somebody else who, quite frankly, may not have been who you are. And that's something that we would have lost out on greatly.
Please, Father. I only had the Fire Nation's best interest at heart. I'm sorry I spoke out of turn.
You will fight for your honor.
I meant you no disrespect. I am your loyal son.
Rise and fight, Prince Zuko.
I won't fight you.
You will learn respect, and suffering will be your teacher. I looked away.
Oh boy. This is just one of those emotional episodes that just like through your stomach repeatedly. I'm assuming the girl next to Iroh is our one and only sister, and she seems more than a little bit amped up by what's happening here. Of course, we have Zhao hanging out behind Iroh's shoulder. But for your own father to say that suffering is your best teacher, after you begged and pleaded with him to spare you and apologized as earnestly as possible and got on your hands and knees and begged for your life. The Fire Nation and the Fire Lord are a little metal, and not in the ways in which you would encourage.
Oh, please help!
It's okay, you're safe.
But my husband isn't.
What do you mean? Where's Sokka?
They haven't returned.
How did that old lady get up here? There was literally no path in order in which to walk up here. I have a lot of questions.
Where were we hit?
I don't know. Look!
The helmet!
Did Iroh just redirect lightning? Like it was nothing? Like, I get he's crispy, but for the human body to be able to absorb a lightning blast and then redirect it out of you without a ground because we're in the ocean and survive is wildly impressive.
I'm too young to die.
I'm not, but I still don't wanna.
That's facts. No one wants to go. I don't care if I'm young, middle-aged, old. Nope. Don't want to go. Yeah, that boat said, return to sender. Hey, you guys can't leave me. I'm coming with you. Via tidal wave right in the keister. No thanks.
You owe this boy an apology.
He doesn't have to apologize.
Oh, what if instead of an apology, I give him a free fish and we call it even?
Actually, I don't eat meat.
Fish ain't meat.
Seriously? You're still gonna pay me, right?
We've been had. They swindled us. I saved your life. I locked in the Avatar state, created a beautiful iceberg, pushed us out of there, sailed us right past the Fire Nation ship that was not doing anything because Zuko chose the safety of his crew over hunting the Avatar. And you're gonna slap me with a fish? Really?
Uncle, I'm sorry.
Your apology is accepted.
The calm after the storm. And that was Avatar: The Last Airbender episode 12, which turned out to be more emotionally impactful than I genuinely thought. Almost kind of like teared up there a couple times, and nothing like super sad has actually transpired yet. So not really a good little foreshadow of what to transpire in the future. But we learned Zuko got all of his issues directly from his father after trying to do the right thing for the Fire Nation. Zuko would be an amicable leader. His father, not so much. Aang learned that playing the what-if game is nothing but self-torture and something that he doesn't really need to do. He just needs to focus on the now and the future. If you can control your now, you can control what's going to happen with his future. And what I see in your future is hitting that like button, subscribing to The Sarcastic Geek, and hanging around for all these reactions and more. I'll see you in the next one.